Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries. Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? Do you desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 50% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? You know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner. To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. Trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Pretty Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send any email to the email address below.
All right, so we will be having the second to last episode today on export opportunities in the African state. We've gone from from Abia down to Zamfara state, and today is the last episode. If you're here to get the book Built to Go Global, this is a book that basically shows you why export business fail and how you can avoid that in your own transaction. If you also want to have access to this video online, you can visit our YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade. Subscribe, like, share, and remember to click on notification bell. If you want to get the link to this program every week, you can visit our YouTube, the Telegram channel, African Export Business Platform. The link is dropped on that platform every week, and from there you can have access to the link for the day, and be able to have access to the program every week. So we started from Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi. We've been to Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi State, Edo State, Ekiti State, Enugu, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Lagos, Nadarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Plateau State, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba. Last week we did Yobe, and today we are doing the last state. Next we are going to be doing a summary of what we've done in the last almost 40 weeks. So today we are looking at Zamfara State. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we start discussion of Zamfara.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Creating Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250, and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. All right, so we'll be starting right away. So as usual, every week we go from preamble to peculiarity of the state. We talk about the profile of each state in Nigeria. We talk about the potential. We talk about the purchaser. We talk about the proposal. We talk about the profit. And this is done every week to be able to just basically summarize the opportunities available in every state in Nigeria. And the goal of this program basically is to expose the fact that every state in Nigeria has something to offer as far as export business is concerned. Every state can export. Every state can achieve that desired goal of growing their export volume if the state only focus on the opportunity that is available within the export space. So today we are looking at Zamfara State. As I've done every week, Zamfara State must export. Why must they export? Or why should we support export from Zamfara State? To avoid overdependence on federal allocation or federal government. Number two, to boost the GDP of the state, to create opportunity for SME to grow, to decrease dependence on domestic market. to earn export proceeds and grow revenue of the state. I hold the opinion that export can help to grow revenue and income of the state. It makes farming and rural life become more lucrative in the state because of the increased demand or the likely increase in demand for such products. It can also help the state to gain global recognition and market share. Global recognition and market share. It can make the state to become home of creativity and innovation, because if you play in the international market and you see the way your competitors are packaging their products, you see the level of quality of their products, and that will definitely affect in the export market. You are forced also to follow suit. It's an industrialization catalyst. It's a job creation opportunity for the people in the state. It can help the state to know the value of what the state has as competitive advantage. It can help the state to live for others to follow, make the state to be independent of federal government. And of course, there are numerous incentives available in export that the state can take advantage of. It creates opportunity for indigenous of the state to maximize the indigenous of the state abroad, a huge opportunity actually. Poverty eradication in the state, help the state to quit the league, help the state to quit the league of state depending on wasting assets like oil, revive the economy of the state, slow down rural and urban migration, tax-free opportunity for exporters in the state, utilizing the idle capacity of the state, utilizing the idle capacity of the state. It also helps to boost the viability of the state. Wealth creation opportunity for people in this state, extract the potential of export in the state, help the state to yearn for more empirical of competition, and of course, zeroing on the area of strength in each of the states. So what do you see in Nigeria today? You know, I ask this question every time and I keep asking it. You know, I was on a radio show yesterday and someone called in. I was talking about the South state. You know, we are doing a version of this kind of program on radio in conjunction with our partner, Stanbic IBTC. So I was, and someone asked a question and was complaining about the fact that there are challenges and the fact that some of the things being said are not realistic. And I responded and said, when a foreigner coming to Nigeria, the only thing they see is opportunity, but we as a citizen of Nigeria, we only see the challenges. And as long as we see only the challenges, of course, only the foreigner will enjoy the opportunity of our country. And I said, I'm not holding brief for the government. Of course, government is not doing enough. They have a lot they have to do. But that's not denying the fact that today in Nigeria, there is a very huge opportunity. Today in Nigeria, there is a very, very huge opportunity being in export. And this is likely being explored by foreigners. We can't take that away. The data released by government every year shows the volume of trade being done from Nigeria, of which foreigners take the lead. So you can choose to see unemployment in Nigeria. You can choose to see poverty in Nigeria. You can choose to see frustration in Nigeria, but we implore you to begin to see opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and of course, opportunities in our population. Opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and of course, opportunities in our population. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll begin to discuss and dig deeper into this state, Zamfara State.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right. So what are the peculiarities of this state? What are the peculiarities of this state called Zamfara State? What are the peculiarities of Zamfara State? What are the peculiarities of Zamfara State? Zamfara State was carved out of Sokoto State, October 1, 1996, by General Sani Abacha. Is the capital. The capital is Gusau. Situated in the north flank of Nigeria, Zamfara State occupied 39,762 kilometers. Share border with Sokoto, Niger Republic, Katsina, Kaduna, Niger, and Kebbi. Have opportunities for investment in light manufacturing, opportunity for investment in light manufacturing, tourism, light manufacturing, agri, healthcare, tourism, energy, and mining. Total land mass, I already stated this. This state has 14 local governments. Population is about 5 million people. So the population of Zamfara State is huge. Population of Zamfara State is huge, 5.3 million people. So it's a state that is worthy of consideration as far as export is concerned. Vegetation hot, semi-arid, and tropical savanna. Major crops: millet, guinea corn, maize, rice, potato, wheat, tomato, groundnut, corn, tobacco, beans. Solid minerals: iron, gold, copper, tantalite, and manganese. This state has the largest deposit of solid minerals, 30% of land cultivable. Season of Nigerian solid minerals is in Zamfara State, from iron, alluvial gold, clay, kaolin, chromate, granite, limestone quartz. Like I said earlier, there's opportunity for investment in livestock manufacturing, rice, potato, wheat, tomato, poultry, beans, mineral exploration and processing. This state spans 2 distinctive vegetative zones: Sudan, in the Sudan, and northern Guinea savanna. Working population of this state is 2.5 million. Those not in labor force, about 1 million people. By the way, this is at 2020, so you can imagine what it is today. So you can see the number right now. With a high level of unemployment. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll begin to look at the profile of Zamfara State.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right.
Are you
So let's look at this state. Look at the debt profile of the state. 112 billion naira. That's the debt profile of Zamfara state. You will notice something, that the income of the state, for example, 12.96 billion naira IGR, 40.78 recurrent expenditure. That immediately tells you something. Zamfara state is incapable of meeting its own need. This state spends more than ×3 of its revenue in recurrent. I'm not talking about capital, recurrent. That tells you also the fact that this state cannot survive without federal allocation. This state cannot survive without federal allocation. According to budget, Nigerian state called Zamfara state is estimated to be 5.13 million people. In 2020, has a budget of 127 billion, called Budget of Peace and Renewal. The sum of 58.2 was allocated for recurrent and 69 allocated for capital. However, the state extended spending spending 47 billion on recurrent expenditure and 41 on capital. The bulk capital spending carried out by this state in 2020 was executed on economic affairs related activities on housing and the community amenities, with the former getting 19 billion and latter 10. Interestingly, the state executed a capital spending of 1.5 on recreation, that's culture, while critical social sector like health and education could only access, can you imagine, 4% and 1.6%. So obviously the state is not really taking education and health very seriously. Although having earned a total recurrent revenue of 59.9, Zamfara exceeded its 2020 projection by 59.84, of 59.84 by 0.15%. Owing to oil price induced reduction in accrual to the Federation account in 2020, the state received a statutory allocation of 38.82 billion. Conversely, Zamfara grew IGR by 11% from 5.94 to 6.6. Zamfara had one of the highest year-on-year increase in its total debt, as its debt profile rose by 29.76%. The state exceeded the debt servicing limit as stipulated in its budget 2020, while it budgeted 3.71 for repayment. It ended up spending 9.71. Similarly, having spent 7.98 on repayment of interest on internal loan, it exceeded the budget of 3.71. Now, you notice something about Zamfara state. This state did a lot of borrowing, a lot of income coming in spent on recurrent. We can infer safely that this state really have a challenge with its finances. But the goal of this program, which we've done now for about 40 weeks, is that Nigerian state has all it takes. Nigerian state has all it takes for each of them to be independent of the federal government allocation. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be talking about the potential of this state.
Are you thinking about month-to-month export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
So what are the potential opportunities that reside in Zamfara State? The state is basically an agricultural state with over 80% of the people engaged in various forms of agriculture. Someone is saying something. I think it's wrong to say the state cannot survive without a federal allocation. Having said that necessity is the mother of invention. Deny the state federal allocation, and you'll be surprised they will come up with to survive and thrive. That's where, adequately, we are basically saying the same thing. I'm saying that they can't survive without federal allocation, and I'm saying that they have what it takes to survive without federal government. And the fact that federal allocation coming is why they are not able to survive. So we are still saying the same thing. They cannot survive without federal allocation. That is the truth. But the fact is that they have what it takes to survive, but as it is right now, they have not put system and structure in place to be able to survive. But the fact is that they can actually survive if they do what they need to do. And I agree with you that necessity, of course, is the mother of invention. But the fact remains that many Nigerian state governors did not come into generate revenue. They came in to share the money, share the money. They came in to share the money. They did not come in generate revenue. So I'm not surprised at what we are seeing. So major agricultural products from this state include guinea corn, millet, maize, rice, groundnut, coconut, cotton, tobacco, and beans. So unless these products and industrialize the state, government has made it a cardinal policy to encourage entrepreneurs, both foreign and indigenous, to invest in the state, especially manufacturing sector. Industrial concern exists in the state, and this includes modern bakery in Guzo oil mill, which is the first vegetable oil mill in Nigeria to extract oil from cotton seed, Zamfara textile industry, Guzo seed factory, and cotton ginnery at Guzo. The people of Zamfara State also are engaged in weaving and turning of local dye and design material and other woven products. Although cotton ginning, weaving, dyeing are long-established local activity, it was not until 1960 that the modern textile plant opened in the town. A seed oil mill and soybean oil processing plant were also built. Besides cotton, cloth, peanut, Guzo, export tobacco grown in Sokoto River floodplain, chicken and goat to Zaria. Now, this state, from all indications, have what it takes. The people raise cattle, sheep, donkey, horse, camel, trade in millet, sorghum, rice, cowpea, beans. This state can produce cotton. They can export cotton, and they can use cotton to generate income. But like I said, unfortunately, the state is not taking advantage of this, which is why we're having this conversation in the first place. The state is definitely not taking advantage of this, which is why we're having this conversation in the first place. So let's look at the purchaser of those products that Zamfara State is capable of producing, but more importantly, the potential, the volume traded for this product around the world. The volume traded. This state can produce millet, market size of millet 201 million, with market in Europe, Asia, and Africa. The state produced granite, market size of granite 3.19 billion, with market in Europe, in America, North America, even in Africa, and of course in Asia, China, Vietnam, Indonesia. In Africa, Algeria, South Africa, Tanzania, Libya, Kenya, and Rwanda. The state produced cotton, Market size of cotton, 15.4 billion. China, Vietnam, Bangladesh, India, cotton, Indonesia, Turkey are the major markets with Mexico and Egypt. In Africa, Egypt, Mauritius, South Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia are major importer of raw cotton. How about corn? How about corn? $36.3 billion with markets in Japan, South Korea, Iran, Spain, Mexico, Germany, Egypt, Colombia, Peru. And in Africa, 3.73 billion, Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, South Africa. Tobacco. This state also produced tobacco, 10.787 billion. Tobacco, 10.7 billion. Belgium, Russia, Germany, Poland, Indonesia, China, United States, Dominican Republic, Mexico. In Africa, almost $1 billion. Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, Mozambique, Kenya, Malawi. Nigeria is importing raw tobacco, even though Nigeria is capable of producing this raw tobacco. Then we have wheat and rice. Look at wheat. Nigeria spent $1 billion to import wheat. 44.1 billion. Indonesia, Turkey, Japan, China, Egypt, Algeria, Brazil, Morocco, Sudan, Italy, Netherlands, Belgium, Mexico are the major market for wheat. In Africa, can you see the wheat import in Africa? 12.5. Wheat export in the world, 44. Africa is doing more than 25%, $12.5 billion. And you can see Nigeria doing a significant part of that. A significant part of that. Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Sudan are major markets. Then rice. Iran, China, Japan, United States, France, Germany, Italy, $24.7 billion. In Africa, Benin Republic is the largest importer of rice in Africa. But you and I know that rice from Benin Republic comes to Nigeria because Benin is not up to Lagos population. Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Mozambique. We'll go on a break. When we return, we'll be looking at what's the proposal we have to the state government and how can the state government profit from export.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right. So what is the proposal we have for this state, Zamfara state? If you look at this value chain of agri, production, harvesting and transport, primary processing, storage, secondary processing, packaging, marketing and sales, logistics, export and distribution. In Nigeria, you typically have the same SME involved from beginning to the end. I know a particular woman who is involved from production to export. Of course, I've told her she has to stop that because it's inefficient, but that's what happened in Nigeria. It creates inefficient value chain operator, low process capacity and low output, few job creation, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product in the export market. Now, imagine the state government says for maybe cotton, to produce cotton seed oil, I buy my cotton from SME1 as SME2. There's a large processing plant of government with PPP arrangement where I can take my raw material to process when I buy from SME1. As an SME2, I focus only on marketing, sales, logistics, export, and distribution. This creates efficient value chain operators, high process capacity and output, good quality packaging, low cost of production, competitive products in the export market, increased job creation. When you increase job creation, you reduce inequality, and of course, you reduce insecurity. In order to support exporters in Zamfara state to enter the export market in Africa, Europe, and America in a secure and sustainable way, the state can partner with representatives at destination to secure contracts, set up warehouse for pickup by wholesaler at destination, set up an entity, a distributor at destination, partner with independent agents of display at destination, and organize or sponsor manufacturer for exhibition in the export market. How can Zamfara state profit directly and make money directly from export? Look at it. So let's assume Zamfara state focus on groundnut. It has 1.5 million hectares of arable land, 1.5 million hectares of arable land. Yield per hectare of groundnut is 2.5. Possible yield 1.145 million metric tons at $1,500 unit price. This state can generate 1.65 billion from groundnut. If we remove the cost of farming, the profit of farmers, the cost of export, the state can still generate 512 billion naira. I want you to check, the budget of this state is 160 billion in 2022. So that means this state on groundnut alone can actually survive, on groundnut alone can actually survive. This state on groundnut alone can actually survive. How can this happen? The state partner with private sector, provide funds to them. The private sector form farmers in the state into cooperatives, provide input, give them purchase order with a guarantee, provide training and support, give them mandate to go and farm groundnut, and the state government will buy off through the special purpose vehicle. That word has been abused now. You know, when you hear SPV now, it's the election season, a lot of issues around SPV. SPV provide collection center for harvest, clean and process the product for export. The SPV source for buyers, do documentation and shipment, present document to buyer for payment abroad, pay farmers and share the balance with the state, pay his partner, and the state can use its share of days for development. The impact of this model for state government goes beyond generation of revenue. It has humongous impact on employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective and efficient and enduring model for diversifying the economy of any state in Nigeria. This model can also be replicated by the federal government at the federal level for the export of minerals. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be rounding up the discussion on Zamfara state.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, thank you. So we have concluded on all the states in Nigeria. If today is your first time of joining, visit Voice of African Trade. If you visit Voice of African Trade, you will get to know, you will get to see or have access to all the video from Abia State to where we are today. Next week, we are going to be doing summary of opportunities in Nigeria as far as export is concerned. Then from February, we're going to start a new series, and that will be leveraging on ICT for export market access. Leveraging on ICT. How do we leverage on the opportunity on Facebook, YouTube, all these platforms to be able to access the export market? Those are the things we'll be talking about next week. I mean, from February rather. But like I said, next week, we're going to be discussing the summary of all we have discussed, 36 states. So, you know, I was on the radio the other time and someone from Anambra State said, how do I get to know what Anambra is capable of doing? And I said, it's already on the Voice of African Trade YouTube channel. If you visit Voice of African Trade YouTube channel, you'll be able to know what your state is capable of doing. I mean, the peculiarity of your state, what your state can consider for export. It's election season. It's time to discuss, to ask the intending governor the right question about what they should be doing to be able to increase revenue. So they stop telling us that they don't have enough money. That's why they are not able to grow the revenue of the state, which they promised to do when they were being voted into office. If you want to get a link to this program every week, join our Telegram channel, African Export Business Platform. African Export Business Platform. We'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll be closing for the day.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Greeting Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,000 and they are flexible payment budget. Enroll today.
Someone is asking, can you please send the one for Delta State? I can't send it to you because I'm live. Visit Voice of African Trade on YouTube. Visit Voice of African Trade on YouTube. If you visit Voice of African Trade on YouTube, you will definitely have access to that. So when you get to our page on YouTube, do a search. When you get to our page on YouTube, do a search for Delta State, how AfCFTA export potential of Delta State. I'm sure you'll find it on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Ken.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 50% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better. to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit fund. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been an interesting journey. Like I said, we'll be rounding up this last week. I'm hoping it's going to be an interesting session as we round off on this series that we've done for almost 40 weeks. And then we'll be starting a new one in February as we start discussing, which is a challenge for people talking about the issue of getting buyer for export business. But this time around, we'll be focusing on how to leverage opportunity on the internet. See you next week and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.